Ahoy hoy everyone, welcome to another episode of the O Show. I'm O and I'm here for your amusement. Alright you guys, so for the past few months I've been going to the theater, watching movies, and I feel like I've come out with mostly O positive reviews, right? And it's been a while since I walked out of a theater thinking to myself, what the fuck did I just watch? And unfortunately the streak has come to an end because I walked out of this movie like, what the fuck did I just watch? So, we were talking about the movie Him that I really wanted to watch. Like, I've been seeing the trailer for a while, but something in the back of my head was like, there seems to be a lot happening, even in the trailer. Like, it looks cool and interesting and freaky, but there's a lot going on. And watch the movie, there is a lot going on. So I guess my first red flag, and I should have known. Not that I should have known this. I knew it because anytime you see a poster or anything for this movie, they keep throwing in your face that it's produced by Jordan Peele, who right now is currently like a great horror movie maker, right? Now, it's not written or directed by Jordan Peele. It's just produced by Jordan Peele. So I think they're trying to throw that at you to be like, oh, Jordan Peele. Oh, hell yeah, I'm going to go see this movie. Yep, we fell for it because this movie's dumb. Look, you guys. So, Him is a movie about a guy named Cameron Cade. And he is played by Tyreek Withers, right? And I wasn't familiar with this guy, so I looked him up. And apparently he was in the last, or like the newest, I Know What You Did Last Summer movie, which I didn't see. Because I'm a fan of the originals. Well, the first two. Well, the original, and then I can tolerate the second one. All the other shit that came afterwards, like, shut up. But he was in something else, too. Oh, that remake of Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. I mean, I didn't watch that mess either. Like, I'm a fan of the first one. Thank you very much. Okay, so anyway, we got this guy, Cam, and he comes from a family of football fanatics, and they love this team, the Saviors. And there is a quarterback on the team, by the name of Isaiah White. And Isaiah White is being played by Marlon Wayans, right? So, one thing that kind of threw me off is that they were showing pictures of Marlon Wayans, well, as the quarterback, as Isaiah, when Cam is a young boy, right? And then it's funny because later when we meet present Isaiah, he looks the same. It's supposed to be like, what, 15 years later or something? Like, Cam is now in college, and Isaiah still looks the same. So I was like, okay, so obviously there's like some voodoo happening or something. Or maybe he sold his soul to the devil, which is why he still looks good after all these years. I mean, give him like some gray hair or something. Like, I don't know, just age him up. He just... Okay. Anyway. So Cam is pretty much able to go pro, right? Like, he's playing football. He's like the buzz around town and everything. He's getting like interviewed by the news. And so one night he's on this football field and his coach goes home. So he's the only one on the field. And then out of nowhere, he gets attacked by Krampus. Like, this dude with horns on his head. That's like, what the Krampus is happening? So, and this thing is wearing like, I don't know, this big, huge costume. He didn't hear this man walking up to him. What is this, Jurassic Park, where the dinosaurs just all of a sudden are just behind somebody? So this Krampus thing hits him upside the head and gives him a brain injury. Like, his brain is swollen. He survives and everything, but now he has like staples in his head and his brain is swelling. And the doctor's like, he shouldn't play football. He needs to rest and like recover. So I guess some time went by or something. And then he gets this call. I guess he's fine. He's like, hey, I'm fine. I'm fine. And then he gets this call from his manager, and the guy's like, hey, you know what? They're going to give you this chance. You can go pro, or, you can get into the big leagues. But we're going to send you to this training situation with Isaiah White, right? So Isaiah White, at one point, we do see him playing a game when Cam was little, and he injured his knee. But then, like, time went by, and I guess he healed, and he's been playing. He won, like, 8 championships or something. Again, obviously, he must have sold his soul to somebody, because who does that? Okay, so Cam goes to Isaiah's house for this training, right? And then Isaiah starts telling him the story about, like, you know who invented quarterbacks or where that came from? Well, there was these Native Americans and blue. And he starts telling this, like, Native American story. So I'm like, oh man, it's gonna be like some I don't know, godlike things happening. Like, no, none of that ever comes back up. So I don't understand what was the purpose of that conversation. And then we meet Isaiah's wife, whose first name I don't remember, but like Mrs. White, right? And it's played by the actress Julia Fox. Is she still acting? So, Julia Fox is the wife, and then she gives Cam like this crystal, and she's like, "Here you go." He's like, "What do I do with this?" And she's like, "Well, you put up your ass." I'm not even joking, you guys. She's like, "Put up your butt." It's all pointy at the top, and I'm thinking like, okay, there's probably going to be a scene later where he sticks this thing up his butt, but then that doesn't happen. I'm just sitting there like, okay, we're 2 for 2 on stuff that just does not come back into the storyline. So the movie's kind of broken up into these days. Each day has a name, like chapter name, and I don't remember. Like the first one's named Fun and something, but just strange shit just happens every day in this house. We meet the doctor, who I guess is he like a living doctor? I don't know. He's just always there. But and I didn't know this, you guys, until the end and when I saw the credits. So I'm a big fan of this comic named Jim Jeffries. And Jim Jeffries apparently is in this movie. He's playing the doctor. And for some reason, it just went over my head that was Jim Jeffries. And I literally just watched Jeffrey's new special. I want to say it was on Netflix. I just watched it like a month ago, and I just had no idea that was him. I'm like, he looks all old or something. I don't know. I think I was paying too much attention to what the fuck was happening in this movie to realize who that was. So anyway, like we get this scene where he has to go take a physical, and they tell Cam to get naked. They're just like, what do you have, big or a little dick? Like, get naked. So he does. And they measure him and do all this other stuff. And then all of a sudden the tone changes. And they're like, why are you naked? Like, put your underwear on. Like, that's creepy and weird. And so you're like, okay, are they playing mind games with him? Like, is that what's going to happen through this whole movie? Like that happened. The doctor keeps sticking him with this needle. First of all, this doctor keeps doing these sneak attacks where he just kind of runs up to Cam and shoots him with a needle or something. And then you're like, okay, what was... I don't remember if they said what it was. I thought that might have came back later with some, I don't know. I think he gets stuck like 3 times in this movie. Okay. Then we get this one day where he's, I don't know football terms. He's passing, I guess. He's throwing the ball. And he's getting like a countdown. He turns around and has to throw it to somebody. And then I guess if that person misses, there's this dude that's standing in front of the machine with the spinning wheels that shoots the footballs out. But he's standing like 3 feet away from this machine so that the ball just hits his face. And every time someone fucks up, it just keeps hitting this man's face. And at first you're like, oh, geez, what the hell's happening? And then Cam kind of gets used to it. It just becomes like part of the practice. And then at the end, he just kind of walks up to this guy like, hey, yo, you good? Hey, can we get a doctor? Like, a normal person would be like, holy shit, oh my god, we need to call 911. But he's just like, hey, yo, you good? And I'm sure it's probably like, I don't know, an effect from the shot, the adrenaline, I don't know. So, oh my god. There are these protesters outside Cam's home or something. And like the main crazy one is this woman with this blonde hair, and she has like these two minions with her. And so we see that she's crazy. Like I guess she's not a fan of Cam. I don't know, replacing Isaiah. I guess I don't know what the hell her deal is. But at one point, she ends up in the house. So Cam is in the sauna, and Isaiah was in there too, but he leaves. So Cam is in the sauna, and then we get a shot of the thermometer, and we see that the temperature's going up. So we're like, oh man, he's gonna burn or something. But he lays down on the bench, and then creepily, this person crawls out from under the bench and attacks him. And it's this crazy lady who's from the protesters. So they end up killing her. The minions are in the house too, dancing around like idiots. And that scene is weird. Was she purposely let into the house? Did she sneak into the house? Is she in cahoots with Isaiah? And what was the point of watching the temperature go up? I mean, it's a sauna. It's already hot. So we also see Isaiah is like donating his own blood to himself or something stupid. Like he's hooked up to this IV thing and he's filling up a bag, right? I don't think he was. No, he was filling the bag up because they took a full bag away. So, and then later, they put the blood into Cam. Aren't you supposed to like make sure the blood types match or something? Ain't that like biology class? um, yeah. Apparently, like the guy before Isaiah did the same thing. I guess they were taking his blood and they put it into Isaiah. So now they're taking Isaiah's blood. They put it into Cam. What are they making, like a super player? I don't understand this whole blood thing. Then there's a point where they're doing like, one day, Isaiah's like, let's have some fun. And then they go out for like shooting practice. That's not fun. Is that fun? But they're shooting at these like targets. And then apparently someone is put into like a mascot outfit, and Cam mentions like, oh, that girl was crazy, like, we killed her, blah blah blah. And then Isaiah's like, what girl? So you're like, oh, okay, you're supposed to be all hush hush. But then they bring this person out, a mascot. Is that her? Is she dead? I was trying to see if the thing was moving, but I couldn't tell. And if it was moving, it was someone alive. Yeah, there's so many like metaphors and just shit happening. I feel like there's just so many ideas that was put into this movie, and then they forgot that they filmed it. They were like, what are we filming today? Well, let's just do this. And they just forgot a whole bunch of shit that was said and done. I don't know. Anyway, fast forward to the end. Cam goes into this room to see Isaiah, who's watching like a video on the ceiling of just fans. I don't know, in the round. I don't know, it's like a circle vision thing. I don't know what the fuck's happening. And then you see like this like Illuminati symbol on the door when the door closes. And then him and Cam, or Cam and Isaiah, like they go at it. And they fight. And then Cam ends up killing Isaiah. And then, wait, am I talking out of order? Who cares? Because the movie's dumb. Okay, well, that happened. So then also there's this party that Julia Fox's character takes Cam to, because she's like, tonight's the night you're gonna go sign your contract. Or no, you're gonna meet the head people of the league. And so he goes, and his manager is there, and I don't remember who plays the manager. And it's weird because the doctor's there. The doctor's like, run away. And you're like, oh shit, something's gonna happen. But then like, nothing really okay, so Julia Fox ends up killing the doctor. Like, she decapitates his head. I think this is the day that it's titled like Sacrifice or something. And then Cam sits at the table. He's meeting, I guess, the head owners, managers or something. I don't know. and he agrees he's going to sign his contract. Blah 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 happens, and so the day that he goes to sign the contract, they're outside. There's a table set up. Everyone's wearing these masks and animal heads and something, and then Cam decides to just say no, and then all hell breaks loose, right? So then we go to there's this pendulum. What's that thing called? The satanic symbol. Like there's one on the ground. Okay. This movie reminded me of the movie The Home that I saw earlier this year with Pete Davidson, right? Like it's a kind of a creepy movie. He's in his old folks' home. We're trying to figure out what the fuck is happening. And then when you get to the end, all of a sudden it's just a bloodbath. He goes crazy and kills everyone. And he's wearing a white outfit. And then by the time he's done, he's just red from blood. And then the same thing happens in this movie. All of a sudden, Cam just goes crazy and just kills everyone. And then Julia Fox has the worst death. She's like, ugh, I gotta do everything myself. So she gets up with this knife, and then she white girl trips. And then when she gets up, she's like stabbed herself in the throat. So she killed herself. The manager, or Cam's agent, I guess, he somehow gets dragged to this pentagram. I don't know what that thing's called, but he gets dragged to the satanic symbol. And one thing that also drove me crazy, you guys, about this movie is there are a lot of deaths. Yeah, there's a few deaths in this movie, but every time you see a death, it's off screen. So you see that something happen, or you'll see someone go to stab something, or someone does like this to cut someone's throat or whatever. And you don't see the actual event. There's always like an aftermath. So something will happen, and then all of a sudden you'll see blood splattering everywhere. There might have been like one on-screen death. Everything else is just like this. Like the manager, he goes, and then there's the scene kind of changes or shifts or whatever. But you see this explosion of blood. So that was obviously the agent guy. But you don't actually see the explosion. You just see blood. And you're like, oh, well, he's dead. There's this band playing where cheerleaders everyone's getting killed and the band is still playing. And those cheerleaders, are they demons? Are we in hell right now? So I'm guessing since Cam decided to say no, is there something that was broken and now the devil's angry? I don't know. This movie went from I don't know if it's a psychological movie. I don't know if it's supposed to be like a horror movie. Is it suspense? I don't know. What are we? I don't know. Is paranormal? Is it satanic? I don't know what is happening in this movie, but that's how it ends. That's the movie, y'all. That's literally the movie. I guess you're supposed to be what would you do to be the best, right? To be the GOAT. Now, if I had a shot for every time they said the word GOAT in this movie, and then I learned recently before I filmed this, is that this movie was actually originally called GOAT, but I guess some other movie came out this year called GOAT, or was coming out, and so they changed it to him. But the word GOAT was already written in the script and said 75 times in this movie. So, so if this movie ever comes to streaming, that'll be a fun game to play and get drunk off every time they say the word GOAT. Ay, Dios mío. Y'all, the movie is beautiful, right? As far as for the cinematography, the backgrounds, the set design, and it's all beautiful. The acting is good, right? I mean, Marlon Wayans comes from a funny family, but it's nice that he has his serious sides, right? He's done a lot of serious roles. But he keeps it funny, though. Don't get me wrong. He says some funny shit in this movie. So you do chuckle here and there with stuff he does and says. But it's just the story. There's so much happening. And I was first appreciating a football movie without football. Because I don't watch sports. I literally watch the Super Bowl for commercials, pizza, and beer. That's it. Just give me food and give me alcohol, and I will root when you root. Okay? And if there's a cool color, on between the teams, I would root for like my favorite color to win because I don't know who these people are. But so I was like, okay, it's more like the training and the behind the scenes and what do these athletes have to go through to get to where they are and positions they're put into. But there's so much that just doesn't go anywhere. And then when you do go somewhere, why? did we need this? I don't know. This is dumb. All right, so I don't want to talk about this movie anymore. So, if I had to rate him, ugh, I was debating if I wanted to give this movie 1 or 2 shots. You know what? I'm gonna give this movie 1.5 shots, right? But if you are a fan of the show, you would know I don't do halves because we don't waste alcohol. So, we will round it up to a 2, but in my heart, it is a 1.5. Okay, so cheers. Ugh. Okay, you guys. So look, there's no post-credit scene. But my friend, I went with a friend, and we were watching the credits, and we saw a name that both of us know. Okay, hold on, I'll tell you. I'm gonna leave you in suspense. Okay, you guys. So we know this girl Anna Callie, right? She was on this show years ago, which I can't think of the name. I'll probably put it up right here. But she was on this show where like you competed to put makeup and things on people's faces. About face? Is that what it was called? I don't know what it's called. But anyway, since then her career has picked up, y'all. She's been doing makeup on a lot of awesome movies, and she did the makeup for this movie. Hey, shout out to Anna Callie. All right, here we go. Okay, so that was my review of him. It's dumb. But you know what? I can see this being a movie where there probably could be a divide. It kind of reminds me of my review of The Woman in the Yard. Like you see what's happening, but then when you get to the end, you're like, but why the hell did we have to sit through all of this before? Why did this have to happen to these characters when in the end, this is all that the movie is about? And I feel like this was happening here. Like I got up from this theater and I was like, why do we have to sit through all this for this to be the end? What did all this have to do with this conclusion? So I can see people maybe liking the movie and not liking the movie. It's too much. It's too much. It's different. I get the concept. It's a good idea. It's creepy. But in the end, I don't know. Wait for streaming. That's all I gotta say. Let me know in the comments below if you have seen him. If you are going to go see him. If you know him. Ain't there like a medicine called Hims? Like for balding and stuff? I don't know. Okay, so please like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next episode. All right. So until then, TTFN.